welcome to a brand new season of FHM 7, Birth of the Bolts. And this year we start season 2 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And as you can see, they have changed their digs. They are now playing at what was then called the Thunderdome, what they now call Tropicana Field. I am Big Paulie. I'm coming to you. And we're going to play the first few games of the 1993-94 campaign in this hour. We're in a brand new division. This was a year they did a realignment, and we are now in sort of the Atlantic Division. Think of basketball. Now the NBA had it set up 4 divisions and 2 conferences for many years. And we're in with Philadelphia, Washington, New Jersey, Florida, the expansion Florida Panthers, and the 2 New York teams, the Islanders and the Rangers. And we have left the Central Division. So we have 2 expansion teams this year, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim and the Florida Panthers, and we'll play Florida in the 3rd game. I'll show you the roster. In fact, I'll ask the AI, hey AI, set up the roster and we'll show you who we got. We did not get Martin St. Louis, as the Tampa Bay Lightning did in actuality in the season. The Florida Panthers beat me to it. So in goal we have Casey and Tugnut. The defensemen are going to be Chambers, Crossman, Hammerlick, Riki, Rivers. At right defense, it's going to be Bergevin and Ramage. Boy, I hope I have some guys in left defense who could play right defense. Anderson, Hartman, Krom, Zomner, and Veritsky will be the left wingers. Bradley comes back after an effort last year where he only played 19 games and got 13 points. He's joined by Bureau, Creighton, Faust, Hodge, and Larionov. And at right wing we have Bergquist, DeMaio, and AstraZeneca. So we're going to play our first game of the 93-94 campaign and hope we get some better results than we did in our expansion year. I asked the AI to set the line. It's John Casey in goal against Marty Brodeur. And the computer thinks the players to watch will be Brian Bradley and Scott Stevens. I'm again using the classic. No, I'm not using the classic setup, but we're just going to use 2 days. So we're going to play about 3 games. This game in New Jersey. And off we go. New Jersey in the red, and we are in the white. I thought I had the classic setup, but I think that may have been for when you sim the games. DeMaio 2 minutes for tripping. So New York gets, not New York, but the Devils get the first power play of the year. The Lightning should be a bit better than they were last year because they have Bradley back and they picked up a few good players in the draft. I do the drafts myself, but I let the computer make all the signing and releasing decisions, and I do the trades. And I usually like to let other teams come to me and make their offers. I don't usually like to initiate a trade because I'm trying to build a team here. I did not trade Brian Bradley away, and that might wind up being a good thing. But instead, the Florida Panthers picked up Martin St. Louis, who would wind up being a player of prominence for the Lightning over the next couple of decades. So instead of him playing in Tampa, he's going to be playing in Miami. Face off in the Devil zone. And the Lightning try to clear it. And that looked like a little dump and chase action there. Back to the attacking zone of New Jersey. And another penalty it is. Scott Niedermeyer gets 2 minutes for holding the stick. And now Tampa Bay will go on a power play with 6.5 gone by in the first period. We have no score, very first game of this 93-94 campaign, which we hope will go well for your Tampa Bay Lightning. In real life, and in this sim, they have now moved to the Thunderdome, which is now a Thunderdome for the WWE down in Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. And I didn't think of that just until now. So we're midway through the first. We're gonna do what we did last year, and by last year I mean in recent weeks, where we're gonna play a month's worth of games. We're gonna start with the start of the regular season with this edition, and then when we come back, we're gonna do the start of November, and any games I don't get to, I will play out behind the scenes, and we will just go through month to month, and then we'll wrap up every season with a Stanley Cup episode. But the goal for me is to get the Tampa Bay Lightning into the playoffs earlier than they did in real life, which was the 95-96 season. And we had a little bit of a dust up here. Crossman, 5 minutes for fighting. Let's see who was on the dance card with him. Claude Lemieux picked up 5 for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct, so it's getting a little chippy down on the ice with 7:44 left, opening period of play. This year they changed the rules where to make the playoffs you had to be one of the best 8 teams in your conference and not one of the best 4 teams in your division. So both teams still probing and testing. We have 5 minutes now left in the opening period, still no score. We will see what happens with this 93-94 season. This was the year in real life the New York Rangers beat the Vancouver Canucks, and in my sim, the Canucks made the Stanley Cup in the year that just passed, but they lost in 7 games to the Buffalo Sabres. So a little bit of cheer for the long-suffering fans of Buffalo sports, who in real life had to sit through the Bills losing 4 straight Super Bowls in a row. Waning seconds of the opening period, and like I said, we're going to try to play 3 games. And we have gone through the first period. No score. Casey made 6 saves, and Brodeur had to make 15, so Tampa Bay outworking the Devils on shots here after 1 period, 15 shots to 6. In real life 2021, the Lightning just played a couple of very entertaining games with the Chicago Blackhawks as I record this on March 6, 2021. On Thursday night, they won a game with a tenth of a second left in overtime. And then last night, they lost to Chicago in a shootout. And they play again tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time, which next week will become Eastern Daylight Time again for us in the Eastern United States. Tampa Bay doing well. They'll try to keep their little championship streak going between the Bucks, the Rays, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now it's the Lightning's turn to try to make it back to the championship level. First time in the history of Tampa Bay sports where we have held 2 sports championships simultaneously. The Lightning holding the Stanley Cup as defending champions at the moment, and of course, a few weeks ago, the Bucks won the Super Bowl over Kansas City. So both teams looking for that first goal, which has eluded both in the first almost 27 minutes of play. Face off in the attacking zone of New Jersey. And the Lightning successfully clear. That looks like it'll be an icing, and it is. So back to the attacking zone of Jerseys we go. And again, the Lightning just successfully just freezing the puck anytime they're in trouble. They have now done it like 3 times in a row, and I think this will be the fourth. Yes, it will be. So both teams trying to push it up. As we go the midway point of Game 1 of this 93-94 season. Of course, in real life, they have had to do a realignment of divisions, and teams have been playing within those divisions. For instance, all the Canadian teams take up a division in real life 2021. You just play all these teams in your division, and that's all you do. No interdivision, interconference games. And another fisticuffs incident here. We had Joe Rickey. Let me look at the stats. The box score. Rickey and Troy Millette, got into a fight. So they will each sit out 5 minutes for putting up the Dukes. So we've had 2 major fights and no scores in this game so far. 7 minutes left, second period. Five and a half left. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Scott Niedermeyer. So like I said, play is very chippy right now. Power play for Tampa Bay. But we have not had a goal yet after nearly 2 periods. Tampa Bay waving the icing, trying to push it up. And a goal! This is Rob DeMaio and Mike Hartman assisting Brian Bradley. And he's the guy we need to get going in this 93-94 campaign, and Tampa Bay leading a 0-0. I do think they will be better this year than they were last year, but I think I've already said that. And we have AstraZeneca getting a 5-minute major for fighting. So we've had fights aplenty in this game. And AstraZeneca got into it with Claude Lemieux. So we've had 1 goal and 3 fights. My kind of game. A lot of rock'em sock'em going on here. Last minute of the second, 1-0 the Lightning lead. And for those of you waiting for OOTP 22 to come out, the brother game, I guess you could call it, of FHM, that'll be coming out for everybody on March 26th. If you pre-order, you can get it March 22nd. Face off in the Devils' attacking zone. Still a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay. I think they had 46 points last season, so it won't take much to improve that. We won 18 games and we got 10 ties last year. And I don't know why they're booing. The Lightning just gave up a goal. Zilla Pukin with the assist up by Semak and Pellerin, and we are dead even now. A goal apiece with 18:27 now left in the third. 5-minute overtime if we are tied after 60. And there in 1993-94 there is no shootout, so it'll be a tie, and each team will pick up the same number of points, standings points, which would be 1. And we have high sticking against Mike Hartman, which puts Jersey in the power play. Nothing going on. Face off just outside the blue line. And we're going to have another one just outside the other blue line. A 1-1 tie. 7 minutes gone by now, third period. If you're wondering how the Lightning in real time are doing in the NHL in 2021, I am looking that up right now. We're 16-4-2. We have 34 points. Carolina at 33. Actually, it's a very close division between the first four teams. Florida's at 32 and Chicago at 31. McLean called for holding back in 93-94, and Tampa Bay now on the power play. Hooking against Rob DeMaio. So that evens things up for 53 seconds. Then the Devils get a power play, but they actually get a goal. Abilene, assisted by Zelepukin and Lemieux. And it's 2-1 in favor of New Jersey. Now they go on the power play. So now Tampa Bay just needs a goal to equalize, not to take the lead. They just need a goal to even things up. And we have 7.5 left in the third. A 2-1 New Jersey lead. Bruce Driver gets called for hooking. Tampa Bay looking for that goal. .605 now left, third period. Still at 2-1. The drawback for the Lightning this year is they're playing in a much tougher division with New Jersey and Philadelphia and the Rangers all in this division. But the good news for the Lightning is they have a better team this year in 93-94. 3:05 now left. Period number 3, 2-1, New Jersey. Now Tampa Bay with it. They're going to try to push it up. Shot deflected off the goalie. And now it's panic time almost for the Lightning. The Lightning got to think about pulling their goalie here with the 2-1 lead with under a minute to go. I think I see 6 on the ice. Yes, it's an empty net situation. And there's the goal to seal it for New Jersey. Abilene, assisted by Pellerin and Lemieux. 3-1. 19 seconds left, so this is garbage time right here. And it started out a good game. Interference against Troy Millette, but with 1 second left, what are you going to do with that? Started out to be a good game for Tampa Bay, but it has ended in defeat. A 3-1 New Jersey win. Abilene, Hartman, and Lemieux were the stars of the game, well, Hartman being the only Lightning star. Nobody had a bad game, and Tugnut was not used because he was the backup goalie. Shots in this game, it was close. It was 34-33. Penalty minutes were close. And that does it. So Tampa Bay 0-1 to start their season. And on the next day, they go and they play in New York. Play the Rangers. Joe Nieuwendyk with a strong game as Calgary beats the Islanders 6-2. Tommy Sojin has been suspended. Owen Nolan of Quebec, 5-game goal streak. I guess that's carryover from last year. This piece of mail tells me Chicago stands out as a possible challenger. I think Lemieux and Gretzky will challenge, and Joe Sakic will challenge for the scoring lead. We'll just see what happens as this season goes along. First, we're going to play the Rangers in New York at Madison Square Garden. Wrong Tugnut against John Van Viesbroek. Brian Bradley, Brian Leach. A couple of Brians. Should be the standouts in this game. And here we go. We are on a pace to play 3 games for you on this stream. And a pleasant good afternoon to you this Saturday afternoon, the 6th of March, 2021. Right now, the present time as I record this Eastern is 4:41. Special hello to Al Red Sox fan, Luke Brown, Dave Gardner, Uncle Ron Juckett, Bleacher Bums Gaming, Kurt Berglund. Berglund does some very good baseball videos, and he also does the board game that Bleacher Bums Gaming has called Glory Days Boxing, which I enjoy watching those videos, no matter who does them. I know Al does that too. Problem I have is I don't have the space in my dwelling for a board game endeavor. Otherwise, I'd probably get Glory Days Boxing and do some myself. And we have a goal, and that is Chris King of the Rangers. Again, for some reason, you get booing when the home team scores, and it's 1-0 Rangers. Slashing against Adam Creighton. Another good game out there for you all to look at is Pro Strategy Football, Action PC Football. Also very good. I already have my HDFL Season 2 set up, but this channel won't be doing that until September 6th, in fact. is the projected launch date for HDFL Season 2. A little more than halfway through the first period, it is still 1-0. The Rangers over Tampa Bay. And I just like watching the action play out when I do these videos because I'm no hockey commentating expert. I don't think Mike Emmerich or Kenny Albert have anything to worry about in terms of my commentary. So the Rangers are in blue, by the way, and the Lightning in white. About 6.5 to go now. Still 1-0 Rangers. And another of the many face-offs we've had in this game so far. 5 minutes now left, first period. Still 1-0 Rangers. I've probably mentioned this before. What game show host was once a color commentator with the New York Rangers back in the late 50s? And if you had answered, well, should I give you a moment to think about this? I have mentioned it before that this game show host, who was one point in his career a big deal, hint hint, did color commentary with the Rangers, and that would be, okay, folks, you ready now? Wasn't Bob Barker, wasn't Dennis James, wasn't Bill Cullen, although Cullen did do some sports work. I just came across his play-by-play calling a basketball game on NBC, the Russians and the Americans at Madison Square Garden. But the person I am thinking of is one Monty Hall, who did Rangers commentary at one point in his career in the late 50s. And we have played a period. It is 1-0. The Rangers leading. Tugnut has saved 11 out of 12 shots, and Van Beesbrook, the Beezer, has saved 8, all 8 of his. So we go to the second period. Lightning a little slow out of the gate, but they're playing some good teams to start this 93-94 season. In real life, the Rangers won a Stanley Cup in this season. So I figure the less I say, the less I mess up. Okay, face off in the Ranger zone. And this looks like an icing call. It is. So back to the Ranger zone we go. Another icing. Back to the Ranger zone we go. I should look up how the Lightning did in 93-94. Thankfully, I have these wonderful iPhones that people can get. I could look it up for you here. In real life, they went 30, 43, and 11 in the new division. But they finished dead last in the Atlantic, and in the Eastern, they were 12th. Eastern Conference. Doug Waite gets called for interference. So he goes up on Cripple Creek, better known as the penalty box. Some of you will get that reference. Roman Hammerlick called for holding. He goes in for two, and that'll give the Rangers a delayed power play. Actually, it's the band that had the single called Up on Cripple Creek. And they also had a song called The Wait. So that's why I said. The Wait, Up on Cripple Creek by the band. Okay. And a guy went to the penalty box named Wait, so I figured. Good analogy, right? Well, at least in practice it was. Okay, face off in the Lightning Zone. We have 7:33 left now, second period, still 1-0 in favor of the Rangers. You don't want to say New York because in the NHL you have two teams in New York, the Rangers and the Islanders. And this puck's moving along like it's a game of curling had broken out, which they play on ice too. 6.5 left now, second. I think I asked at one point if there are any good video games regarding curling, because when that comes on during the Winter Olympics, and by the way, next year they are scheduled to have the Winter Olympics, but depending on what's going on with COVID, we don't know if that's going to take place. One of the niche sports of the Winter Olympics is curling. And whenever I see curling on TV, I kind of enjoy it. At least during the Olympics. I can't get into it when it's not Olympic time. And if I remember correctly, we did take home a medal or two curling in the Olympics. It wasn't a gold, but I think we took a bronze or a couple in the men's and the women's team divisions. 2.5 now left, second period. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay trailing, looking for their first points of 93-94 here in their second game. But we get Florida next. Florida's an expansion team, so maybe that'll be a better chance at it for us. Minute to go. Also want to say a shout out to Dave Little, that Action PC basketball project he has going. We have played 2 periods now. Tugnut with 19 saves, Van Beesbrook has only seen 13 shots, saved them all, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Rangers. Had a game last night on his channel between Houston and Chicago. It was a deciding game of one of his series, and it went to overtime. So nicely done for him that he got such a good game to work with. Of course, we have baseball season about to start, looking like they will start on time. Been doing a lot of extra OOTP lately. Is that version 21 of the game winds down, and version 22 will be shortly available. I think I mentioned that earlier. And a goal for the Rangers. That is Bork, Phil Bork, assisted by Doug Waite. Strike up the band. 2-0 Rangers. 14:50 now left in the third. Has not been a nice little trip to the Northeast for the Lightning after they got the first goal in New Jersey. Earlier in this video they gave up 3, and now they have given up 2 without a reply to the Rangers. And they're trying to clear the zone. Lightning need a break. 11:50 now left in the third. Back to the Ranger zone we go. About midway through the second. I took my headphones off for a moment because I thought I heard a noise, which might have been from the game. Hooking against Boom. He's got to be with the Rangers because I don't remember him being on the Lightning. Nope, it was a noise going on outside, which I can hear. It's Hammerlick. 2 minutes for hooking. So Tampa Bay is going to be shorthanded. Doug Waite called for hooking, so now it's going to be 4-on-3. I think. No, actually, they got a power play. It was a Waite against the Rangers. So I can't remember who's on what team. Who is on what team? And I have 6:24 now left in the third. It's still 4-on-3. A lot of wide open spaces. The Dixie Chicks would love this little setup. And now all penalties have expired. Five minutes to go in the third. Still 2-0. Sometimes in when I do these games, I think I hear a noise, and I think it's the sound effect of the game. But actually, no. In that case, it was somebody banging on something outside. Love that they wait until like nearly 5 o'clock on a Saturday to start doing this. But I don't have any control over that. Of course, where I live, it rained most of the day today, and it was just clearing up now. Chris King, 2 minutes for tripping, but it might be too late to help the Lightning's cause. Take a lot of time looking for that open shot when they need to score quickly, and they do. 25 seconds left. It is Crossman assisted by Hammerlick and DeMaio. So the Lightning have a chance. But they can't pull their goalie. At least not immediately. And that's the game. 2-1. The Lightning get a goal in the last 25 seconds, but it did not help them in the end. Tugnut will take the loss. Van Beesbroek with the win. And let's see where we were on shots, but let's see. Van Beesbroek with 12,000 saves now in his career. Neither player had a bad game. Tugnut had a good game. Only gave up 2 shots and 2 goals and 34 shots. So let's see. It was Cross, it was DeMaio, it was Phil Bork, who played well. The shots were 34-19 to the Rangers. And now we play Florida. Let's see here. We'll go over some. Vincent Damphus was suspended. And Kurt Muller had a good game with 4 assists in a 9-3 Montreal win over Pittsburgh. So we go to game 3. And this is going to be a good opportunity for the Lightning to win one as they play the Florida Panthers. Richter in goal. John Casey in goal for Tampa Bay. Florida has Ken Danico as their star player. He has not scored yet for them. Ryan Bradley has scored once, and that was in the first game against New Jersey. These two teams played in the preseason, and the Lightning won the first, lost the second. So let's drop the puck and get this game started. On the Lightning's home ice, as I get up and look at what the heck's going on outside. And yep, it's a neighbor waiting until 5 o'clock to do some home improvement work, which is not illegal. We are in the dark colors. The Mayo, 2 minutes for tripping. And Florida is in the white with the red trim. Sounds like I'm calling boxing or wrestling saying that. And this will be our last game this video. We will come back and once we have played the rest of October, show you the results of the next video, which will probably be about midweek this week, maybe just a tad later depending on when the Lightning play. I don't like doing FHM when the Lightning are playing. And they don't play, I'm recording this on Saturday, they don't play again until tomorrow. Try to synchronize it so that playing on the off days of the Lightning, or if I don't have any other commitments. If you're seeing this on March 6th, I'll be back tomorrow morning with some more OOTP. And the next game for the Lightning is after Sunday will be the Red Wings on Tuesday night. So no score yet between these two teams. As I said, they have played each other twice, and both games were one-way traffic. One went 5-2, and one went 5-1, and the Lightning won one, and the Panthers won the other. Penalty against Doug Evans for fighting, so let's see who was on the fight card. It was Ramage and Evans mixing it up, so they go to the sin bin. This is the first Lightning game, at least in a regular season contest, at the Thunderdome. And I think it was by 96 or 97 the Lightning had moved, not the Lightning had moved to where they play now at what is now called the Emily Arena. First name that arena had was the Ice Palace, and that is almost downtown Tampa is where that hockey arena is. They've been trying to get the Rays to move to downtown Tampa with no success. In a little suburb of Tampa called Ybor City, which is a little east of the center of downtown Tampa. Latest plan for the Rays is to maybe build a stadium right next to Tropicana Field, which would be an outdoor stadium. And if they do that, that would be some point in the late part of this decade. So that's the latest plan floating around. Rays are already talking about playing some games in Montreal. Rays make the least money, but yet they made the World Series last year. Face off in the Lightning zone. 5 minutes left, first period. Game number 3 of 93-94, and this will be the last one I will feature today. and we'll show you what has been going on uh, during the month of October in our next edition, which will be, let me see here. I'm looking at the schedule right now, in fact. Won't be Monday, won't be Tuesday, but it might be Wednesday. I'm thinking we'll do our next edition of OTP. No Lightning game Monday. Yeah, probably be Wednesday I do the next edition of this series. Knock on wood. Last minute of play, first period, no score. And we might go to the end of the first period with no score, and we do. Richter has saved 7 shots. Fitzpatrick is his backup goalie. Casey has saved 14. So Florida putting the pressure on, but they're not getting anything to show for it. So we're scoreless heading to the second. And that is AstraZeneca. You can't go fast with Russian names. 2 minutes for holding. And a goal for Florida. Prokofiev assisting somebody. Smelik, I guess you could call that name. So 1-0 Florida. Everybody giving Tampa Bay a beating. Like Ray Liotta and Goodfellas. How's that for a blast from the past of a movie? So, not the fast start I was expecting the Lightning to have this season. I thought we could win at least one out of these 3 games. Or tie twice. This is proving to be a harder endeavor than I envisioned it being. So my GM, Joe Average, his job might be on the line real soon. As we are now 5.5 minutes past in the second period. It's 1-0 Florida. Ten and a half left now, second. Florida giving Tampa Bay all they can handle. You got a second-year expansion team against the first-year expansion team. The second-year team is Tampa Bay. And we have interference against Capusta. I believe he is with Florida. He is. So Tampa Bay on the power play. If they don't blow it, committing a penalty of their own. Tampa Bay trying to push it up. The, the goalie made a save, and it went all the way down to the other goal. Or was he trying to do a Ron Hextall and just trying to score an empty net goal himself there? Except the net wasn't empty. That would be as improbable as someone getting the hole in one on a par 5. 4 minutes to go. And it's fighting. Doug Evans getting into it again. Got to do it in the first period with Rod Ramage, and now Joe Recchi, he gets into it now. So he's taking on all comers. So they both sit out 5 minutes, and we do not go 4-on-4. Lightning looking for that first goal. They don't get it. Florida with it now. Hooking against Mikael Anderson. So Florida now with a 2-minute power play. Slashing against Danton Cole. 2 minutes. Cole is with the Florida Panthers. I'm sorry, no, he's with our guys. Thought he was with Florida. Oh well. 30 seconds now left in the second. It's 1-0 Florida still. And we go to our 9th period of play. Yeah, Cole was with Florida, but I don't know why they didn't assess the penalty. 1-0. Didn't look like they assessed the penalty. And we have a fighting penalty. Wallinen gets into it with Mike Hartman, and they each got 10-minute misconducts. So a lot of scrappiness going on with these teams. Which is kind of perfect for a hockey team from Tampa to be scrappy. What we have here, we have interference against Doug Crossman. So Florida on the power play now. Past the 4-minute mark, gone by. Third period, 1-0. Lightning trailing. You know it's bad when you can't beat an expansion team that entered the league later than you did. I'm sure the Lightning had this game on their calendars. Most of the off season, but right now they're really struggling to get a goal. 1-0. 6.5 gone by, and now it's 2-0, of course, as Kapusta was assisted by Daneko and Rob Carpenter, and now the Lightning really need to get it going, trailing 2-0 with 13 minutes to go in regulation. Face off just outside the blue line, and Panthers give it up. Lightning give it up to the Panthers. Now they have it. Just get something going here, guys. With about 11 minutes now left in the third. can't win if you don't score, and that's what the Lightning's problem has been. Cole tripping. So he goes to the sin bin for two, and Tampa Bay, yes, they have a power play this time, but they got to cash in on it, and they haven't been. Under 8 now left, third period, 1-0 still. I'm sorry, it's 2-0. So time, not an ally of the Lightning here. Definitely not the start I wanted to see from them. Under 4. Got to get that first goal, and then you could really push for the second with you could pull your goalie. But you got to really get the first before you can do all of that. About 3 minutes now left. Anybody who has visited from Miami up to Tampa to watch this game's having a good time. Slashing against Rob DeMaio, and that's probably going to be the death knell for the Lightning in this game. Now you pull your goalie just to have an even strength situation. Tampa cannot pull their goalie with Florida attacking. And we're now down to the last 10 seconds, and Florida has pulled off the win. 2-0 they win. Was it their first win of the season? It was. So, Ritter, 21 saves, 21 shots. And Casey was 27 out of 29. The goalies are playing great, but the Lightning offense is not helping them. Danyenko, Bergquist, and Kapusta get the Star of the Game honors. So that's it, folks. We have started 0-3, and that is not what we wanted to see. Richard Crom returning. Dale Hunter has played 1,000 games. And that's it. So we'll get out of here. Our next game was going to be at Pittsburgh, against Pittsburgh, but here, and we will come back. When we come back, we will be playing the games starting with November 1st. This has been Big Paulie coming to you this last 59 minutes or so. Wishing you all Godspeed, God bless, have a nice rest of the weekend, everybody, and we'll catch you all real soon. And bye-bye for now, everybody, from the world of FHM.